Hello, this is Master347. For probably the longest rant I've done so far. Well, to be fair, it's only my third video I've done this. Now you probably think, is this kind of like a regular thing from now on? It's kind of when I feel like it, quite frankly. It's not gonna be like I do a video of a game and then I do a review or rant or something like that. It's something I just feel like doing from time to time, if you were just wondering. But anyway, yeah. Why Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn shouldn't exist. Well, I want to do this one for quite a long time. Yeah. This is even worse than that Airbender shit. Yeah, even worse than this. Yeah, but before we get into this, let's first go in a little history. Or more like, not history, just a few games which I've played so far and I've thoroughly enjoyed. I first got into Fire Emblem when I played the Fire Emblem game for the Game Boy Advance, which was just called Fire Emblem. And I really enjoyed the game since then and wanted to try the others. And I really liked the one about Eddyward and Hector, and I liked the tutorial mode with Lyn. That was cool. And the best part was that if you died in the prologue, I mean in the tutorial mode, the first 10 chapters, you're calling the I mean maybe not the prologue, but the other chapters, the first 10 chapters in Lyn's story, mini story, then they won't die permanently. This won't appear in those next 10 chapters, but they appear later on in the game, which I thought was really nice. I'm not sure any other games do that, but I don't remember them. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. I played it a lot of times. I did Eddyward, I did Lyn, and even Hector. And then even did them all in hard mode. Yes, including Hector hard mode. That was a real bitch, but it was fun. Not like, oh my god, I hate this. It was kind of like really fun. I enjoyed it. Then came on the Sacred Stones. As you know, I am actually doing a commentary. A co-op commentary with Freeze-Blow, and yeah, you should check out his channel if you want to see us doing the commentary. But yeah, I've played this game before. He's played it a lot more times than me, and I really like this one. They did more like map based, but I think the one thing that may be a bit of a problem with it is that the game was really broken. Because it wasn't like forced to go from chapter to chapter. You could actually go back eventually, level up a lot in the ruins or in the tower, or fight skirmishes and stuff. So you pretty much level up, max out your characters, or even conversations, because those worked in the optional areas as well. But it was a really fun game, and yeah, and I actually liked the which F-frame or weaker's route, so it was made it replayable. So overall, awesome game. This one, yes. You should know this one very well. You know, I did, it was my first video I did on which had live commentary. You should know it. It's on my channel. Go check it out. Alright. Anyway, but yeah, this one's actually, this one was actually the first one to come with the GBA, but it only came out in Japan. Luckily, some awesome guys actually translated the whole thing, and now anyone could basically play if they had like an emulator and stuff, and a special script of the translator game, and somehow fused it with like merged it with the one. But I'm not going to get into that and stuff. I mean, that's your own. I'm not going to tell you to do that. So you can figure that out. I did, but yeah. So that was really cool of them. So pretty much anyone can play for the game now. But yeah, overall, yeah, I did pretty well. I thought. Okay, Astor died. Check out my playthrough for that. But besides that, I thought I did pretty well on it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Yes, I also did play through this as well, live commentary, Path of Radiance. I really like this game. Though no one died in this one. I mean, at least no one died to who didn't die for plot convenience. I mean, I didn't actually get them killed, but yeah. This one I did enjoy. It was really fun, especially like the base operations and stuff. However, there's one thing I did realise right now, and that was basically when I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, I just realised this. When you level up someone using base experience, only 3 of their stats go up. I was completely oblivious to this. Yeah. And they kept this in a game in Radiant Dawn too, which really was a bitch for me later on. Yeah. But yeah, this was it. Yeah. I haven't played this yet. I really want to. I want to so badly. No. Focus, Masamune. Focus on the true enemy. Well, this is the enemy. Yeah. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things from this. I heard it's even more, but I've ever heard this is even more broken than the Sacred Stones. So that's gonna be fun when it comes out for me. It comes out like near the end of April for those who are in Europe if you're curious. In America, on the other hand, you're probably playing and having fun. Please don't rub it in my face that I'm from Europe and I don't get to play the game yet. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, son of a bitch, 2-timing, fan-betraying whore. A Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Here we go. Yeah, this game. Yeah. Oh my god, I hated this game. I still hate this game. This game is scum. Why did it exist? Yeah, but you're probably wondering why now. It is actually the sequel to Path of Radiance. Didn't need a sequel. Why didn't it end Path of Radiance? If it's great, if it's awesome, why was this made? But there is one little thing, nitpick thing, personal little thing that I really do want to just get off my chest right now about this. As you may have noticed, these characters, now, there's nothing wrong with them or anything per se, but out of all of them, Makai and Soph, 2 main guys to the left, those are the ones you're going to use because you have to use them. But the other 3, they just they get thrown out. They become completely useless. You don't have enough time to level them up fully to the maximum potential. They're probably thinking, what? But I heard this game had over 43 chapters! Yes, it does! 43! That's a lot. So, that's a pretty crappy excuse. How could you not level up these guys fully? Well, maybe I could if the fucking game didn't separate the chapters into 4 parts! So stupid! Oh my god. So stupid. And each of them, between only 10 chapters, that's not enough to max out all your characters you want to use. None at all. Even if you manage to bonus XP all of the chapters, if you level them up, you only get 3 stat boosts. For only 3! If you level up from the base. That's not enough. There's no way, not through this game. No, because the later chapters near the end will really fuck you up the ass. They are just evil. Oh. And you will be so unprepared. It isn't like other Fire Emblem games. Not at all. I've played other Fire Emblem games, and there are times maybe I might have felt unprepared or something, or unprepared, or I'm not sure what to do or something, but not like this. This really punishes you in a worse way. It isn't like, this is hard, like challenging fun. This is hard, like shoving a needle up your anus, hard, unfun. It's just, oh my god, I hate this so much. But yeah, let's go to the part 1, the silver-haired maiden. My god. before that, one other thing. This was a nitpick I was talking about. Now, in the original game, whenever you got cutscenes like this or whatever, it's in full screen and all that, and this is pretty much normal, and they still did this in Radiant Dawn, and that's fine. There was nothing wrong with this, whatever. I didn't mind that. Here's what really irritated me. This fucking border. Why? It just looks tacky. Really, really tacky. This wasn't in the GameCube. This wasn't when the Fire and Path of Radiance, the GameCube one, came out. That was for the GameCube, and you had full screen scenes like this all the way through. Not this tacky, terrible brown background. This was just half-assed. Radiant Dawn is for the Wii. It is not a next-gen console, I know that. But what the hell? What is the excuse for this? What? I cannot see a justifiable excuse for having this tacky border. Oh, I know. Wait. Is it to try and make a good contrast to make the pictures look better? No. Because quite frankly, the artwork is always exactly the same as the one in the previous game, Path of Radiance. So why cut the screen like that? It doesn't make it look better, it makes it look tacky, it makes it look half-assed, like you didn't want a full screen. And you're probably thinking, wait, maybe it depends on your television. No, it doesn't. I have a HD flat screen television, and it still looks like this. And I have a composite HD cable. I don't know what the excuse for this was. There is no excuse. This is just fucking half-assed. This was just ridiculous. No good reason whatsoever. But I digress. Let's carry on, shall we? This is gonna hurt. Part 1, Prologue, Under Grey Skies. You see, I'm gonna go through every single chapter in the freaking game. I'm gonna go through them all and explain why maybe some of them are good, maybe some of them are bad, or maybe I downright hate and want to burn the depths of hell whenever it gets anally weight. How much I hate it. But anyway, the first one. I hate to be nice, but this one wasn't so bad. No, seriously, it wasn't. This was a nice, fair chapter, despite being how many enemies are there. I mean, usually in other fighting games, you don't fight this many. Actually, I think in Path of Radiance, I don't really find this many. At least I don't think so. But there's quite a few here. It's a little daunting, but it isn't so bad if you strategize. However, though, if you don't, you'd be screwed. Here's the other thing. Micaiah, the main character, is a light mage. That's right. Your main character is a magic user. Now you probably think, well, that's pretty cool. No, it isn't. Because Micaiah's speed is shit. It is awful. It's horrendous. His speed just never went up for me. Never. And I think the percentage chance is really low. You have to depend on speed rings, people. You shouldn't have to do that. You should only use stat boost items usually near the end of the game when you feel that you just need a few more stats to help you against the final enemy. You shouldn't have to do that for your main character. No. And I know there have that examples in previous Fire Emblem games as well of main characters where the stats aren't very good and you have to use stat boosts. But but usually, most likely, the stats are way better later on. Like, for example, Eliwood at the beginning, his stats aren't very good. However, you get a energy ring and a dragon shield. You put them both on him, he can pretty much hold his own, and he'll be just fine. You don't get any good stat boosts from Micaiah not for quite a while. And at least not for speed rings, I don't remember. Not near the end of the first part. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's what really makes me angry. I mean, throughout the entire game, she very, very rarely doubled. It was horrendous. But anyway, about this first chapter. Basically, it's just defeat the thugs, blah blah blah, get rid of the boss. Another character joined later on, your archer, whose speed also sucks ass. terrible speed, just horrendous shit. But yeah, anyway, beat the bad guys and get to the end if you. However though, Micaiah starts at level 1, so I advise you to weaken the enemies, then Micaiah finish them off to level up. I'm going to go through each chapter like this, just explain briefly about the chapter and what are my tips are for how to deal with it and what my verdict is. Is it good, is it bad, is it shit? That sort of thing. But yeah, there's not much to say, but it's the prologue. Here we go. Yeah, Part 1 Chapter 1, Maiden of Miracles. Okay, now this chapter really angers me for one specific reason. Okay, now judging by this picture, do you know which houses you can see which you can actually open through? Now you can see one. Now let's see. I use my mouse. You can see one here and one here. That's true. This is from a nice angle though. I don't remember actually changing the angle, and that was really the problem. If you can, please comment below. I don't remember, but if you could. But yeah, I didn't know these houses were here. The game wasn't very clear about it. Even when I highlighted over it, it said you could open or go through the house. In the last game, the houses are more vibrant. You could tell which houses you could enter. Here ones are more clustered together. I mean, look at the colour of these houses. They're so bland. You think you have to walk through them if you didn't look carefully, these holes. I know that sounds stupid, and maybe it's completely, or maybe my mind is completely blind. Well, I missed them. I restarted the whole chapter again because of it. They were so bland, and there wasn't any warning at all, and it didn't even tell me about it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. These tutorials, you have to actually go into the menu and click into them. If you're on normal mode, it never really gave me an option to give me an idea if to use them or not. Luckily, I've already played Fire Emblem games, so I wasn't really that angry. But I remember in the last game, a Path of Maidens, even on normal mode, they gave me the tutorial. They gave me an option to say, should I go for the option and tell me the tutorials? And yeah, and that's what they did. I didn't use them though when I did my playthrough in hard mode because I already knew, but this game didn't do that. I have to actually go into the options and check the tutorials myself and actually click into them. Why did it do it automatically or give it a choice? It never did that. If there is something to change that, please tell me below because I honestly want to know about this. But this chapter is a bit different. If you're playing on easy mode, it's just get rid of the boss, you're out there, blah blah blah. If it's on normal mode, you have to escape there within. You have to escape as soon as you need to get to that yellow space. Otherwise, reinforcements will keep on coming and attacking you. Now, I think this is like the perfect chapter to start leveling up. But no. The hit rate in this game is really unforgiving. Oh, it's horrible sometimes. Seriously, it was like even near the end of the game, enemies could still hit me even with really low hit rates. I think it was even worse than the Sealed Sword's hit rate. I think it's even worse than Shadow Dragon, which I didn't mention before because I haven't completed the game and I don't want to give a verdict of that yet, so that wouldn't be fair. But yeah, basically you have to get to the end, beat up these bad guys, be careful with the boss. I think he's been Maiden. But yeah, make sure you visit the houses. But yeah, you really have to be careful here, especially at the beginning, since it's only like a funnel, and you have to it really slows down. It really slows down when you find through them, unless your characters can critical hit them, so you can get through quickly. Good when you have your fighter, but he's I'm sure you can take a hit, but he's slow again, and sometimes he may not hit as well. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, on to chapter 2. They're disposed. Here's we get introduced to Soph. He's a rogue in this chapter, which is pretty much I don't know, maybe a better version of a thief or something, stronger version. Soph will basically be your own throughout this entire part 1 chapter, yeah. But you don't want to do that because you want to level up your weaker units, because remember, it is only part 1. You don't play them throughout the entire game. Later on, when you go to part 2 and other parts, You switch to a completely different country, a completely different situation with a whole bunch of different characters which you don't care about. Moving on. This chapter is basically just make sure you get those treasure chests, and it also introduces a new mechanic. You see these here? Yeah. Now this is one part I actually like, where it gives you it rewards you for an aerial advantage. Like say if you are higher up than the enemy and you can easily attack them. If you're higher up than them and they attack you, makes your weapon is ranged or something, it has to be a ranged weapon like a hand axe, a bow, or magic. You can hit them guaranteed, but if they counter attack with ranged magic, they will most likely miss. And that's pretty awesome. That's a really good idea on their part, because they can't get to you, but you can get to them, and you have a much better advantage. But unfortunately, the same is said for the enemy, which will really own you later on in later chapters. But yeah, basically you have to save a healer. Yeah, you actually get a good old cleric, and a cleric finally. Unfortunately, she starts at level 1, but it doesn't matter. She's a healer anyway, and it's all good. And wait, I just I don't know why, but I feel as though the next chapter in this game was bad. I don't know why, I just feel as though the next chapter is going to be utter shit. Oh no. No! No, not chapter 3! Oh god, no! No! No, I fucking hate that chapter, it's fucking shit! But You're right, Ike. You have to get through this. I can't let Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn win. It's fucking shit. By the way, Ike's still awesome in this. Yeah, he's still an awesome character to use. He's pretty much a badass. His stats are awesome. So don't worry about it. Ike's still a great guy to use in the game, and still a great character overall. So don't worry about Ike. Seriously, your opinion of Ike will not be changed. You still think he's awesome. And I personally like the design they gave to him. He feels a bit more grown up now, a bit more muscular. And he's a lot stronger too. He can really hold his own. Even at like a level 1, he is really strong and badass. When you finally get to play as him, you will be happy to play as him. I actually maxed him out, surprisingly, because I used him quite a lot. I didn't have a problem using him. He was just awesome, and end of discussion. But you're right, Ike. I have to get through this for the fans. Oh, I loathe you, chapter 3 of Faint Light. I loathe you. This chapter was the first chapter where I got a lot of game overs. This one will fuck you up if you have no idea what you're doing. Ooh. Good thing I'm here. Basically, you have to try and escape from here. We're getting rid of the boss and basically getting rid of all these enemies. But the problem is the reinforcements. They come out from almost anywhere. While protecting, you need to protect. There's also green units in this game. You need to protect them as well, or it's other game over as well, and it's really, really hard. They can't fight back, so they're like villagers. That makes it even worse. And the reinforcements in the MZ was so hard. In fact, it was so hard that even Solf couldn't hurt them, and he's usually pretty strong. He's a pretty good rogue, and even I was just really unlucky. Always seemed to get killed because there's just too many enemies, and the percentage chance is always against me. So you really have to think of your moves, wheel carefully, and watch out for archers. Also, from chapter 3 onwards, in every part of the game, there are hidden items laying about. It's kind of like the desert level, you know, when there's hidden items in there, and you're going to need to get a thief to get them. Well, it's kind of like that, except they put that in the entire game. Now, some of the items that are hidden high in the ground are really good, but to be honest, the chapters later on get so hard and frustrating that you don't even remember about them. You completely forget about them because you're too busy trying to survive. Of how hard this game can get. It's just awful. And plus, not every item is good. Sometimes you get coins. In last game, yeah, sure, they were useless. They're just there to be a nuisance. But in this game, they thought, you know what? We need to make the coins more useful. So what we're gonna do? when you make your own weapons, if you use a coin, there's a 1 in 5 chance it might be just a random stat boost. Unfortunately, it's completely random and you won't know which is which. I think the fans will like that. Well, they don't! I didn't! I never used the coin! They were fucking shit! Did anyone use those goddamn coins? Were they useful? They went to me! I wish I could sell them, but they were still worthless. They just clog my inventory. Completely useless. Useless! But yeah, you really need to be careful here. Oh, sorry about that. You need to think of your turns carefully and watch out. Be careful of the enemies. Be really, really careful, because most likely think about the exact position you want the enemy to be. Don't leave anyone exposed. They'll most likely get killed because of how unforgiving this game is. I mean, it's chapter 3 and we're already doing this sort of chapter. I mean, it's just cruel. Really, really cruel. So this will take you a while. But you can do it, but it will be painful. Chapter 4, Distant Voice. This one, not too bad. Don't remember it being horrible, but there are a lot of good treasures to get here, hidden ones, like master seals and some special skills this time. And you get a new member, Meg, who starts out at level 3 as a general. That's one thing about these characters in this part. The characters you recruit, some of them start at ridiculously low levels. They just can't be bothered to level them up because there's no way they can hold their own. It's just so stupid that they did that. But yeah, this is when you find Lagoos, which is kind of daunting because you know how powerful Lagoos are. Later on, you will grow to hate fighting Lagoos enemies. They become really cruel later on in another part. But at the moment they're a little more forgiving. But I'm just warning you now. You will grow to hate fighting these things. It's horrible. But yeah, basically there's also these weird blue jar things. I actually don't remember seeing them in any other chapter in the game except for this one. You stand near them and they hear you, that's good, but were there in any other chapters? I don't remember, because it was just this chapter to me about these weird glowing jars. There are other desert levels, but yeah, this is the only level where these glowing jars are. I guess maybe they were there to help you fight against Lagoos, to give you some kind of fighting chance. But besides that, just make sure you cover up all the entrances with some really strong armored ones, because the walls in this game are breakable, like in the last game, like in a lot of Fire Emblem games. I'm so sorry. This game is tiring and it's so shit. But yeah, make sure you cover all the end, because like I said, the Lagoos are really fast. They can pretty much one-shot you. But yeah, you gotta be careful here. Oh my god, yeah, this chapter. It isn't just a chapter that kind of pisses me off. It's also about this lost heir thing, but we'll get to that in a bit. For now, it's about this chapter. Basically, it's kind of like protect allies or a mission, but the allies are sort of pretty strong and they can fight for themselves. But remember, this game has a way of really raping you and being really unlucky, so try to get them as quickly as possible. I also try and split my forces up to get rid of some of these other enemies here. That's all I did, and also because I was trying to get some of the hidden treasures. For some reason, even with my rogue, sometimes I still didn't get the item, even though it was the exact spot. I don't know, but yeah, it really pissed me off. But yeah, basically it says protect ally mission for certain turns, I think, or to get rid of them. It was kind of a blur. But yeah, you have to get them as quickly as possible and get rid of all these weird guys. And some of them are mages, so you gotta be careful here. Yes, chapter 6. This one is in 2 parts. It isn't like in my playthrough in Path of Maiden, so you go through the woods for like 5 or 6 parts. That was hard and annoying, but it was a good way to level up. No, this one like that. But first part, not so bad. especially with Jill who joins your crew. She's really good to have. She's a really good Weaver Rider. Level her up and stuff. She's a pretty good character to have. Yeah, I remember using her quite a bit. So yeah, basically get through, attack them all. Be careful, reinforcements, archers. You also get that awesome general. Yep. You're gonna be using him a lot. Yeah. In part 2, you will be using him a lot on this bridge of all these reinforcements keep coming in. And oh my god, this one is a lot harder because not only you have to watch out for these enemies like hiring ballistas, and then there's some enemy units that become friends because they're so terrible at fighting back. You have to hurry up and save them and run the villages. Yeah. And oh my god, yeah, this Fiona character, you hear about her in earlier chapters. You go, whoa, Fiona? I heard that she was like an awesome like general or something of you can use always like use like an elite. She has her own unit and stuff, or her own men. I bet if when she joins, she's gonna be awesome. She's gonna be really powerful. She starts as a level 5 cavalier. What the fuck? Yeah, she starts out as a level 5 cavalier, and practically everyone can double hit her for an instant kill. But by the time you get to this chapter, everyone is way more leveled up. She is like I think she's the only cavalier that you can recruit. All the others need to are either paladins or something. So yeah, you're probably your only cavalier. Fiona, you don't like her? Tough luck. You want another cavalier? Too bad. That's all you get. What the fuck were they thinking? That's it? With some variety? Yeah, this one took me a few tries as well, because the enemies here start getting a little stronger and a little sneaky, and yeah, and this chapter really dragged out to me because I was afraid to go near some of the guys because they were really strong and I was really weak. It was just awful. Just watch your step and make sure you split up into 2 groups, but make sure you have one really strong member in each group to help you out. Yeah. Yeah, this chapter, Gathering Hope, this one really dragged out to me as well. This one's basically a rescue mission of prisoners. Except you don't have to sneak around or anything. You can just go straight in and attack. The problem is, some of the enemies here are an advantage. So, don't bother going in the middle, it's a complete waste of time. The enemies have a complete advantage here, and they will own you. In the discussion. So it's best to just go around near the grey path. And there are some characters you can recruit, like Toad, who's like a fire sage, and actually, yeah, that's the other thing I'm really gotta try and piss off about. This whole fire mage, thunder mage. What the fuck was the point in that? Why? That was just completely needless. To make them unique, that was stupid. Just make them into a mage and that's it. There were no wind mages in the last game in Path of Radiance. Why put that in? What was the point? That seemed completely pointless. Completely unnecessary. I didn't see any redeemable idea why. I mean, is a fire mage better than a thunder mage or wind mage or whatever? It's stupid. Just call them all mages. I'm glad the other game doesn't have that, because that's stupid. Really, really stupid. Really, really stupid. But I will continue. But yeah, you really gotta watch out here again, because there's a lot of armored knights and stuff. I mean, lots of knights, so maybe got some armor slayers and some hammers to help you out and get you through to the boss. But there's some characters you can recruit automatically. Fortunately, the prisoners won't fight besides you, but if they escape, you get some bonus XP, so that's awesome. But anyway, on to the next chapter. Chapter 8, Glory Unwanted. Great, the marsh level. You know the type of levels where you walk through a marsh and your movement is greatly restricted, yeah. Oh yeah, you think you're gonna save these villagers in time? Oh no, fuck that. No way. Most of them are probably gonna get killed because there's a Raven Rider that's gonna fly about and just kill them all, and you'd never have a chance to rescue them all in time. It's completely unfair. Even with the Heron joining you, you know the Herons, the ones that can actually grant you an extra turn, you're still gonna have a chance there. So yeah, that's one part that's really unfair, and you have to keep going around, and also there's reinforcements that keep coming in. Luckily, you yourself have some pretty strong allies that really help kick ass. So yeah, that's one good thing. But to be honest, there isn't really much to chat to except try to save villages. But to be honest, they're most likely dead meat unless you get rid of those Raven Riders and some of the enemies that are going closer towards them. Yes, Chapter 9. One survives. Oh, I actually like this chapter because you get to play as the Black Knight. Oh yes, it was so fucking awesome. It's still hard though, but you get to play as the Black Knight. In this chapter, I'm sorry that some of these maps aren't very good. I can finally probably get rid on the internet, so I apologize for that. But in this case, it wouldn't have helped anyway, because this is a mission in the dark. So basically, like, near the end now, and you're doing really well, but the bad guy knows he's going to be screwed, so he figures if I'm going to die, I'm taking you with you. Luckily, the Black Knight shows up, and he wants to help you out, even though he wasn't enemy before. But to be honest, this is pretty awesome, I have to admit. Although I don't know why the Black Knight wanted to protect that stupid lost there. You know, I forgot to talk about that. Let's talk about that right now. Yeah, that stupid whole lost there shit. Remember in the last game about the Mad King? You know, because that guy looks such like the father type. I mean, I can definitely see him reproducing with another. But anyway, get that dark image out of your head. The point is, yeah, I mean, like you say, he was the Mad King. I mean, he wanted just nothing but destruction, and he wanted to release the chaos. Oh, yeah, the medallion. This medallion thing. This will really piss you off later on, but we'll get to that during like near the end. But anyway, yeah, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, when the hell did he have a son? When did he do this, huh? He's the Mad King, Darwin. Not Darwin, Ashnard. He's the Mad King. He didn't seem the type to me to suddenly have a secret son. I mean, he's insane. Clearly, he was a crazed man. And this whole lost heir thing, they shoved out of their asses as storytellers. I cannot see a very good reason for this. This was really, really stupid on their end. Really, really stupid. Yeah, and you're probably thinking, well, you know, maybe Peleus now, that's his name by the way, Prince Peleus, seems like a complete wussy bitch. Probably later on, he's gonna be a great character that's gonna last throughout the entire game. Yeah, my silence says it all about that. I'm not gonna talk about later what happens to Peleus, but judging by my silence, you probably have a good idea. But anyway, yeah, I don't know why. You know what? I have the better idea what they should have done for this part. Maybe instead of this whole get the lost heir back on the throne because this prince came out of nowhere. You know what they should have done? They should have found people which they thought was worthy to carry on Daein's legacy. Instead, maybe a council of people should have taken over. And wait a minute, a council of people leading a country? That's lunacy. That no Fire Emblem game has ever done this. Nope, they have in the Sacred Stones, in Erika's Path. There's one chapter where she goes through a place of commerce, like a giant town, which has no king. It is led instead by council members. okay, the council members were split between which country they should help out, but still, that would actually sound like a far more interesting story to me, instead of just get the king back on the throne, because that's been done so many times. But anyway, I digress. This chapter can be a bit hard because, like I said, even if you had been using Makai quite a lot, she can't. Don't use her at all. Just let the Black Knight own everything. Don't use Micaiah. She will get killed. She will not survive. Not on her own. She was useless. Seriously, just let the Black Knight own everything, including the boss. Don't let Micaiah have the blow, because she won't survive it either. She'll get killed. You have to walk around very carefully, trying to look for the boss to get rid of him, while making sure that Micaiah is protected, because the reinforcements pop out of nowhere. It's a little unfair, but luckily it evens it out with the sheer awesomeness that is the Black Knight. So I'm happy about that. And then we go to Endgame. Oh, I died on this chapter 2, and I barely got any treasure chests because they were practically impossible to get, because of all the enemies that were shoving up near the stairs. Well, the good news is, though, you get to play as the Black Knight. Yes, the Black Knight. But you can't keep depending on him. You do need to level up your other allies. You do need to level them up. Trust me. But to be honest, by the time you get to near the end of the game, most of the allies you get from here will be completely useless. But anyway, on to the actual chapter itself. Basically now the guy that was leading the Begnian rebellion and the guy who's in charge of like Begnian, who was keeping his country under tabs and stuff and basically being an asshole about it, realizes that the council that was secretly working with has secret workings and wants Daein to be under Begnian's rule, realizes that their game is up and they're going to blame him for everything. I'm sorry, I forgot the guy's name. I'm just so angry. But anyway, the point is that for a last-ditch effort, he kills the guy here. I think he was a bishop who owned this place. He kills him, gets the rest of his rebels, and decides to have one last stand, which I kind of found a little honourable. I mean, the guy did some bad things, sure, but at the end of the day, he still fight for and believe him, so I didn't feel too angry towards him when he did something like that, so that's fine. But the chapter itself, really, really hard. Do not be afraid to use your stronger units to get ahead. If you want those treasure chests, do not depend on your other units. If they are weaker, they will not make it. Yeah. They will not make it at all. By now, maybe you might be able to promote someone if you use them long enough. But really importantly, make sure Micaiah is on level 20 by the end of this chapter. Because one thing I did not know is actually promotes. Luckily, I was on level 19, so okay, one level less, that's fine. But anyone else, if you didn't level up as much, she automatically gets promoted. Yeah, thanks, that's fair. I mean, only about not a lot of chapters to max her out. What was in Path of Radiance? There is a lot more chapters, including that forest one that was like, I don't know, like 4 to 5 parts. That was more than enough time to max out Ike. This game? No. Not enough time at all, in my opinion, to max out Micaiah. At least not just by solely fighting all these enemies. I mean, you could just use basic speed. Like I said, only 3 stats level up from there. And most likely she will not gain any speed at all. But the good news is, there's a speed ring here. So make sure you get that and just use it on Micaiah. Don't bother on someone else. Micaiah fucking needs the speed, okay? Or she'll be completely useless later on. Yeah, luckily you can use the Black Knight as a barricade, or you can just use him to quickly go up some of the enemies there. But if he does that, then all the enemies that go after him and all that precious XP will be lost forever. And you don't want that, so you gotta try and even it out. I advise that you use the Black Knight to go around here, get rid of this guy, so that someone go up there and get that chest. And if you're lucky, you can get up there, but you most likely won't because someone will block up that way. Now you're probably thinking, maybe just get the Black Knight to go over there. Nope. I would have done that if I could, but I do not remember the Black Knight being able to walk up past stairs. To be honest, he's carrying a giant heavy armor. Doesn't seem very possible. I don't remember him actually doing that. If he could, I would have done it in an instant, killing all these guys blocking the way, and then would have run up and got those treasure chests. But unfortunately, I only got one. The thieves got away with all the others. So yeah, that sucks. But just be really careful, like with the other chapters, and just go on ahead, and just keep trying. Be careful with your surroundings. Oh my god, yeah. But you see why I started not like this game. Now you're probably thinking, oh right, okay, fine. So that's like part 1. What does that mean? Or is part 2 like a different part of the story then? Is it the same characters? Nope. That's for next time, folks. Next time, we're gonna go to the most useless part of the game. Seriously, there is only 5 chapters, and it feels completely and utterly pointless. It doesn't feel... yeah, it is pointless. And the characters... I just don't want to... You know what, I give you a surprise. I'll surprise you next time with new lines of disappointment. Yay! Oh my god, I'm so angry. I just need to... fuck this game! Ugh. Will Shane be able to continue on with his playthrough? Well, I mean, not just this playthrough, but of this review of this terrible game. Well, who the fuck are you? I'm the narrator. How'd you get in my house? You got insurance, right? Oh my god, you break into my house? Maybe. It's in the contract. In the contract? But, son of a bitch, it is. Why did I sign this? Like, how long do I have you for? 10 years. Wait. Are you living in my house? Yes. Did you drink my Sprite? Maybe. Was I in the contract too? No. So in kick your ass is on the contract. God damn it! I have a narrator now? The fuck do I want with a narrator? I have live commentary. You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna sort this out on my own. Well, to be continued. Shut up. Just stop. This is supposed to be like the end, and you're ruining it. I mean, my god, like this game is going to destroy me. But I won't let that happen. Hear me, Radiant Dawn? The people will know why you suck. They will know. Well, it's not that bad. What did you say? Shut up. Yeah, you will shut up. Well, anyway, this is Master Room 347. And the narrator, no, just Master Room 347. And will you join me next time? Then we go to part 2 of the Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn of Countries and Kings. Oh, pray for me, people. Pray for me.